What sort of noise would this planet make if you landed there? Would it be like a beep, 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 you know, like beeping sounds? Would it just be like a constant whirring sound? I feel like it would smell of metal. Have you ever like tried to pick your tooth with a key, or like tasted a coin or something and it tasted like metal? I feel like that's what it would smell like. Metal, but also with like an oceany fragrance. Don't have to smell like shit, you know what I mean? It's gotta have a bit of oceany fragrance and maybe a bit of like a sherbety smell as well. Hey guys, so I did this little artwork the other day. It's a molten metal river on a different planet. I don't know what planet it is. It's just the planet of Ghana. Put loads of PVA glue in here to give it like a wet, like acrylic look, and it dried up. So that didn't turn out exactly how I planned it. I was doing everything trial and error because like I'd not done it before. Dusted over the textured parts with a metallic pen and a paintbrush, just dusted over it really gently to give it sort of more dimension. This is what it would look like if you were on a boat on the river. So it's got some blue, like oily, it's almost like an oil spill, the blue parts. So I feel like this made up planet is just like molten metal, like shiny things, and like blue oily substances. It's a given school project because I was doing everything trial and error for the first time. So now that I've got a better idea of how to do it, we're gonna do the next piece together, because this is like a trilogy artwork of like 3D pictures that were found during an exploration of a different alien planet. And I've got some blue tissue because this piece is going to be a volcano version of the river with like angry red inside. I don't actually have any red paint, but we're going to just improvise. And I'm just going to start building up the well inside the top of the volcano. So I'm just going to be really excessive with the PVA glue because I'm trying to do like a paper mache vibe like I did with the last one. So I'm just going to be doing layers and layers of this. And it's really easy to just like shape it however you want. So if you want it to be a little bit of a crooked vibe, then you can easily just move it around. In between doing, like when I'm trying to build up the texture, I like to take a big piece of tissue like this and put some glue on it and just smash it down. I feel like it really like cements this big circle section that we've just done. It like sort of cements it down onto the canvas so that later on when I'm trying to like colour it or whatever, won't have any sections that want to try and break free. I'm just trying to make it so there's no like straight lines on there. Cool. By straight lines I mean I want it to look like untouched by humans. I don't want it to look like, you piece of tissue needs to look like organic. The tissue soaks up the glue so well. I think for the other one, the river one, I used like near enough a full bottle of PVA glue. I want the inside of the well to be really nice, because that's going to be like the focal point really of the whole thing. I love the smell of PVA glue. It reminds me of like arts and crafts in primary school or whatever. Now I just need to repeat that process quite a few times to build up the height of the volcano. I want it to be at least a couple of inches. So I was trying to do like the sort of lines down here to make it look like a volcano, you know, and I think I've been doing them the wrong way. I think I need to do them this way, so it's like wide here and then goes smaller at the top, rather than like wide at the top and smaller at the bottom. I'm so fucking stupid. Like, by the way, I'm not doing this to turn out like amazing. I'm just doing it for the like relaxation factor of it. I mean, I'm going to be adding these pieces on for like the next hour, so it doesn't really matter if the ones underneath look a bit wrong, because you're not going to see them. I've just been chopping these little ends off at the top to make like sort of jagged edges that like stick up like that, because I want them to all like stick up like a volcano. So this is where we're at so far, guys, and originally I was like really smacking them down with like proper saturating them with the glue and then proper smashing them down so they were like flat, and I feel like I've learned that if I sort of pull this a little bit tight and then just, you know, like gently paint the glue over, it gives a little bit of a more textured effect, because in these little bits I can maybe have like little bits of the lava running down, and I think it's going to be a case of leaving it to dry so it's nice and crispy before I cut the inner bits. Like, this is looking really small, like quite a small hole at the moment, but I feel like I can cut it to the size that I want. I am putting quite a bit of glue on the edges though, because I want them to be quite flat, but like, see, when you pull it, it gives sort of a better effect. showed my boyfriend on FaceTime and he said it looks like a hole that you might find about your body, and that's all I can see when I look at it. I have trimmed the edges a little bit, but when these are dried they'll be easy to just like sort of scratch off, flick off or whatever. But I'm just making sure that there's no like none of the harsh edges of the tissue are shown, or there's no like bits that are too messy. I mean, I don't want it to be too uniform. Maybe just like fluff up some bits to give it a bit more texture. But I do want to kind of make sure that I get the glue on as much of this tissue as possible, just to make it really hard and crispy, so that it's easier to bend. Just gonna add some glue there. Just make sure it's nice and saturated where it needs to like stick down. More glue in here. That looks like a nice deep crater, so I might try and just finesse this little bit to try and get it to look like that as well. Okay, just gonna go over all of these edges with one final coat of the PVA glue, just to make sure that when it's all dried they don't like lift up on the edge. It's looking a little dry and crisp, dry and dehydrated over in the corner, so okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna leave that in front of the little fan heater for an hour or so on like a low heat, and then just come back tomorrow to colour it. Okay then guys, so this has been chilling overnight. It's nice and crispy. That's really making me feel good, but the thing is, these parts that I didn't like drench in the glue are still quite soft. So I'm just hoping, because the paint that I'm going to use is this furniture paint, I'm just hoping that this is not going to be too heavy to the point where when I'm painting it, it like drenches the tissue and like makes it go flat. I mean, I said that the other piece of art turned out like a skill project, but this is literally the epitome of a skill project. I'm making a volcano, so it's gonna turn out how it's gonna turn out. It's more of like a catharsis than trying to make a beautiful piece of art. Like this one, I painted this one during the first ever lockdown, during COVID, because I felt like really depressed. I was going through a breakup and everything, and I just needed some sort of like art therapy. And even though it hasn't turned out the best, it could have been blended a bit more, I still really love it, because it's just like a symbol of getting through hard times or whatever. So I love popping open tins a bit like this, but look how nice and dark and matte. Well, it doesn't look matte there, but it dries really matte. So I'm gonna start off with this big brush, and then I think I'll move on to a little brush to get in between the little bits and bobs. And then I also have a softer brush. This is more of like a close one, and then I'm gonna move on to, well, I'm not gonna move on in steps, but like I've got the different, you know what I'm trying to say here. Got the different brushes just to see which one works the best. So let's start on the outside. Also, I know it might be making you cringe a little bit, the fact that it could possibly be making like a mess on the sides, but I am gonna frame all of the artworks with some sort of tape. I've seen that people are framing their TVs with gold tape lately, so maybe I'll do like a gold tape. It's quite hard with this brush to like get the paint in between the little bits and bobs. I'm going to move on to this softer brush. This might be a bit of a nightmare to paint. I thought it would be so easy. This might have been better off spray painted, just so that I'm not actually having to touch the little bits and bobs. Okay, it's going okay so far, I think. I haven't had any like major casualties just yet. I'm thinking this big hollow bit in the middle, I'm just going to make some sort of glittery, reddy, angry looking like mixture, and then pour it in there and like move it around so it might seep out of little bits, which I think would look quite cool. So this is where the little tiny one's going to come in handy to get the little, there we go. I'm not bothered about laying it on thick, because when I did the other piece, the paint really soaked into the tissue and I had to do a good few layers, so yeah, it's just a case of like saturating the whole thing and then letting it harden up. I think working with two brushes at the same time is the way to go. This big brush just to get it on there, and then the other one to get in between the sensitive parts. second sound that you've just heard is my fridge in the other bedroom. I'm in my bedroom right now, and I do have a spare room right next door, which is like my dressing room, and I have a little fridge in there, and I have like a few things on top of the fridge. And the other morning, because I'm staying here alone at the minute, the other morning I woke up to somebody, I thought, knocking on my bedroom door, and I was like, what the fuck, there's nobody else here. So I was like saying hello, I wasn't getting a reply, and then it happened again, and I realised that it's the fridge in the other bedroom. Like, it stops and starts every now and again, and when it stops it like shakes the things on top of the fridge, and one of them is close enough to like touch the wall. So my boyfriend is easily spooked, and he's coming on Saturday, so I'm gonna leave it that way so that he gets a bit spooked. Just ripped a piece. Shit, I'm gonna have to do something with that. Oh no. That piece of tissue had like the little dots along it where you can like rip it easily, and it just ripped. We're gonna come back to it later. I'm gonna let it dry crispy and then work on it again. That's the thing with this tissue, once it's wet it's so sensitive. Can't really do anything with it. I like the effect that I'm getting down here with the pin just sort of wrinkling the tissue a little bit so it doesn't look like such straight, like uniform lines. Because I thought it looked amazing last night, and then I looked at it today with fresh eyes, and I thought it looks too, like, perfect. Like, not in a thingy way, just like it looks too uniform. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to leave this bit blue because I'm going to do it white at some point. But there we have our first coat of paint. There we go. I'm going to be using this. It's the medium version of these. It's the medium, no, the smaller one, sorry. It's like a coarse brush. And I'm just going to be take some of the metallic paint from the end of this pen and really gently just put it on the high points just to give some texture. And by high points I mean like the piece of the tissue that stick up the most. It's like the harsh edges and stuff, I feel like they need to be highlighted. I feel like this first line is a little bit harsh. I'm going to be trying to keep it really subtle. See how it just adds so much more texture and dimension. Did that a bit too bold. It's supposed to be just really subtle. Okay guys, the last little bit of texture on this little section. I've realised that yes, I do have the too much sheen, so in some of these parts I should have left like a little, see like this bit here that I'm getting rid of when I literally just said I liked it. I should have left, but just for like continuity or whatever you call it, I'm just gonna get rid of that bit. So satisfying. I want to make sure I've got a nice, even silver rim around the edge here. By just going with the actual pen and just go over the edges. If there's any like really defined bits like that, I'm just going to buff them out with the paintbrush, like blend them out a little. I think we are about done with the texture. I might add a few little extra bits over here. Just actually make a few really defined edges. I feel like this dries really quick, so it's not really easy to work with, because if I make a mistake, then the whole thing's ruined. Because I will not be able to take my eye off it. Okie dokie. I think a few more little defined bits over here. Fill in that bit. I do have the too much chainsaw. I need to stop. This looks a little tinfoily right now, but in person it looks pretty cute. So I think I've done away with the fact that I'm going to have red in the middle. I think I'm going to have just pure blue and then have it run down some of these little shallow bits. I feel like blue is the vibe. So I'm going to take some of this vintage shoe stuff that I found in my dad's house. It's so old it doesn't even have the sponge on there anymore. I'm just going to squirt a decent amount in the middle. There we go. A bit more. And I just want to give it like a bit of a base for the colour to like reflect against, kind of. So I'm just going to make sure that this whole crevice in here is coated a little bit. I mean, this stuff isn't the best at like covering up stuff, but just to give the blue a little bit of a background. There we go. Let's make the mixture that's going to go inside the hole. What is that? I think a scratch. Because I'm thinking blue. I've done away with the idea of red, because this planet is silver blue and then grey rocks. So got this acrylic paint marker. I'm gonna just screw that off and then take this end off. I took it off the other day, so I don't know why it's being difficult. There we go. I'm just gonna pour. Oh my god. That scared the shit out of us. That's the little metal thing inside. These are my boyfriend's pens, so I'm gonna put that back as if this never happened. Put that back. Put that back. And then screw this lid back on. Look how pigmented it is. I feel like it'll stand just so it stays sort of gel-like. Mix it all around. I feel like it needs to be blue and glitter, but the question is, because I have a few different colours of glitter, does it need to be just silver glitter, or does it need to be blue glitter? Like I have this blue glue with gold, greeny gold glitter in there. That could be a vibe. Maybe I'll try putting a little bit of this in there and see what it does. So it's like a darker blue. Okay. This could be... it's disappeared. Am I the only one who's seeing that that's just completely disappeared? Okay, that's crazy. Let's try adding in a bit of this metallic silver mixture that I made the other day with this metallic pen and silver glitter and the craft glue. I use the craft glue because I feel like it's clear, whereas the PVA glue sometimes dries kind of white. Okay, so we could end up with like a blue, metally, metallic mixture. Let's see what happens when I do this. That's disappeared as well. What the fuck is going on here? That's literally just disappeared. I can't see any glitter, I can't see any silver. I don't understand. I am confusion. And it's also drying up pretty quick, so we need to decide what we're going to do here. I'm painting the inside of the circle blue. That might be a vibe if I just have it blue inside and then some blue pouring out of the edges. That might be exactly what I was going for. Let's make sure we get all of that white painted. I'm just doing this really messy. It's supposed to look like it's sort of spewing out everywhere, but I say everywhere, I do want to choose like 3 different pathways for the lava to be flowing down the volcano, because I feel like 3 is a good number for aliens, like 3 boobs, 3 fingers. Just getting it all in there. Okay, cute. Let's get it on this little grey, like ridge vibe underneath here. Okie dokie. Lovely jubbly. I still can't see any glitter or anything, which is crazy. Let's get this last little bit. Whatever's left over, I'm gonna make. Okay, I think that looks pretty sick. Let's just make sure we've got the whole visible bottom covered. Now I need to make quite a runny mixture that's gonna pour down the sides and also live in the hole. It's like a gel texture. Just mix all this together and see what we end up with. I feel like these pens are so fucking pigmented that like you could mix anything with it and it would still end up this colour, because look at that dark blue and the glitters all just absolutely disappeared. Since it is a Thursday for me, I'm feeling a bit fearless, I'm feeling like a bad bitch. Let's just pour and see what happens. I'm doing it. Is that going to run down on its own? I feel like it is. I feel like it is. Do I need more? What's going on? Why is it just sitting there on its own? Not doing anything. Let's make a little river for it to run down. There we go. That's what we're looking for. In my experience with PVA glue, like, it looks like this. It looks as though it's going to be difficult, and then it runs like overnight. So I'm hoping that if I just leave it like that, it's gonna do its thing. Now we need to choose another area for it to run down. And I'm feeling here, because it's like one of the low points. Let's just go for it, guys. Let's just be fearless. Yes. Run. Run, run, run. Let's do it like this. See what happens. Give it a little area to run down. It might just go on its own. Okay. I'm liking this. I'm wondering if I should do another one or whether I should just leave it at that, because, like I said, the too much chain. Right, we're gonna just pour. I am nervous, but it's okay, guys. There we go. Let's just pour it all on. Okay. Right. Let's pour. Gather it all up to one side. Gather it all up there, and then, oh my god, look, it's dripping. Pour it all down this side. Yes. Okay. That looks promising. Let's add a little more to this area here. There we go. Come on. Drip on there. I feel like if I apply a bit of heat to that, it will absolutely... Oh my god, I'm going to have to do one here now as well, because I've already... Okay, maybe that's Jehovah telling me that I need to do one here too. Let's make it a thin one. Let me get a thin brush and just turn this whole bit here into a runny bit. Here we have a brush, and I'm just going to drag this paint down so it knows where it needs to go. Maybe I'll just colour it in anywhere, and just, even if it doesn't absolutely dribble down there, maybe it'll just look like a part where it once was and dried up, you know. Okay, I'm loving this. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Yes. I'm getting bold now. I'm getting bold with the moves. Okey-dokey. Come on, you need to go this way. This way. Yeah. And you, this whole chunk needs to just go down here. There we go. I love that. I feel like if this part covers like the whole metallic section here, I'll go back in later on and I'll add some metallic bits. Okay, all of the edges here. Okay. Alright, that's cute. Now I'm gonna pour as much of this that's left into the middle. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that'll turn into like a gel texture and just fill. No, but it needs to fill. I feel like I need to do a little bit more with this bit here. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, it's still okay though, it's still okay. Let's pour, well not pour, but just like encourage this to flow down there. This is looking cute, okay. Hey guys, it's now the next day and look how this turned out. I was a little bit worried that you weren't going to see the glitter or the silver bits, but overnight it rose to the top a little bit and I think it turned out really good, if I do say so myself. You can see it loads better in person, but can you see it on there? There's like little flecks of greeny gold glitter and it looks like almost holographic. It's turned out so much better than that pile of shite on the wall. Like, I feel like I am going to have to redo that one and make it match this one. I think this one turned out loads better. I mean, it is school project vibes, but I made it and I think it's cute, and I don't think I've seen any school project ones with blue oily substances pouring out of them. So that's going to go when it dries right here, but I'm going to have to leave it on its back near some heat for a long ass time. I feel like it's less like a volcano with like angry blue lava shooting out, and it's more of just like an oil well from inside the planet, and the oil's just doing its thing and flowing over the edges a little bit. Just pretend you're in a spaceship coming down really slowly, really slowly. You've come to investigate this planet, and we're gonna land soon. 3, 2, 1. And now you're out of the spaceship. You're going up, up, up to the top. You're at the top. You look down and just see this bubbly, oozy, oily, metally, molten mixture in here. This is what's inside the planet. What sort of noise would this planet make if you landed there? Would it be like a like beeping sounds? Would it just be like a constant whirring sound? What would it smell of? I feel like it would smell of metal. Have you ever like tried to pick your tooth with a key, or like tasted a coin or something and it tasted like metal? I feel like that's what it would smell like. Metal, but also with like an oceany fragrance. Don't have to smell like shit, you know what I mean? It's gotta have a bit of oceany fragrance and maybe a bit of like a sherbety smell as well. You know, like a fizzy, sherbety smell. I feel like that's what it would smell of, and I feel like you could just dip your finger in and eat the oil and it would be fine to eat. Or maybe it wouldn't. Does that take away? I feel like it would be a bit more sexy if it was a bit more dangerous and it was like, if you even look directly at the blue stuff, then I don't know. But what's the backstory? Let me know in the comments what you think the backstory of this planet is. And let me know if you want to see the next part of this trilogy. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.